Thursday evening from the studios of Crown 101.5 FM, Ile-Ife. We say good evening, Nigeria. Good evening, Osun State. Good evening, Ile-Ife. You're welcome to your regular show, Crunch Time with Imoliayo Olasomiboye. Inspector Adeniyi Adeyenuwo will be working with me tonight. Many thanks to my producer, Pa Israel, Ayodele Ogunlade, Sheun Alamu, Olagbaju Valentine Baby, and also I have Omiyera Olaoluwa with me in the studio, and Sesefere Shewa Ayeni. Bolatito Afolabi, alright, on behalf of all these people, I welcome you to tonight's show. Tonight, on Crunch Time, we'll be talking to an APC chieftain from the northern part of the country, talking about no other person than Sonny Moniedafe, and we'll be discussing issues touching the ruling All Progressives Congress in the country, and well, if time permits, we'll also discuss the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. So we'll take a very short break. When we'll come back, we'll be linking up with Sonny Moniedafe, and he will be answering some of the questions we'll be throwing to him this evening. Alright, you're welcome back. And in case you are just tuning in, the program is Crunch Time on Crown 101.5 FM, Ile-Ife. And we have with us already in the studio, Sonny Moniedafe. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good evening, presenter. Good evening, Nigeria.
And thank you for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Well, the first question I will ask you, people really want to know, who is Sonny Moniedafe?
Sonny Sylvester Moniedafe is a Nigerian whose parents were from Delta State, but was born and bred in Moniedafe 65 years ago. I tell people proudly that I am Delta by origin, Adamawa by birth. Incidentally, I've been in Abuja for 23 years now, so I'm a Nigerian. Born 6 years ago, primary school, St. Teresa's, primary school, Moniedafe. Secondary school, Granova Government College, Newman. My first degree, University of Maiduguri. My master's degree, University of Lagos. And my PhD recently, University of Abuja. So Northeast, Southwest, and now Central of Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria.
I love that. All right, let's quickly talk about your life in politics. Would you like to share that with us briefly?
Definitely.
Right.
Well, I started my political career in 1990 during the SDP days. I was a ward delegate in Karewa, Ward Moniedafe. After the function of the SDP, I went back, finished my degree, went to work in Lagos, came back to politics in 1998, went to contest for the House of Reps, Yola North, Yola South, Gire, Federal Constituency, Adamawa State, under the UNCP. You know, of course, Abaka died, so that plan was foretold. Then I came back to politics again in 2006, after leaving my place of work in Nimasa in 2005. I was AMAC is the Abuja Municipal Area Council, like a local government. In Abuja, I was deputy chairman. When the then legislative secretary, Dalhatu, from Jigawa State, Bashir Dalhatu, who later became the Minister of Power, when he had that, was a word, the AMAC deputy chairman. He was surprised. Sonny, you have a master's degree, you have all the contacts, and you are the local government deputy chairman. I said, yes, I want to know politics from the bottom up. And I think I did because I was ward deputy chairman, and I got to know how the party worked from the grassroots. Incidentally, when I was deputy chairman, my chairman was a gate man. He was one of my friends. My friends from Orozo. He was my chairman, and I worked with him on Saturday because he made me know the workings of politics. From there, 2006, June, ACD, I was ACD. I was deputy chairman in February. By June 2006, ACD merged with AD, Alliance for Democracy, and formed AC. We met in Kaduna, and then with the new arrangement, I became the treasurer. Later, 2007, I became the secretary, and then after the elections, I was made the state chairman. So for about 2 months, I was acting treasurer, acting secretary, and substantive chairman. Later, I was made chairman in July 2007 of the AC in the FCT. From there, we merged and became ACS. In the on and on, I was at the formative stage of the APC in the FCT, and I've held different positions. I did different functions. I've been at world congresses, local government congresses, state, primaries. I've done everything. I represent the chairman at the Edo National Convention of the ACS 2010. I represent the state chairman. So I've seen all, I've done all the experience from the grassroots to manage a party. And in short, briefly, that's my history in politics.
All right, thank you very much for that. It is obvious that you've been into politics for more than 2 decades now, 3 decades now, if we are counting years. Now, you said you were part of the formation of the All Progressives Congress. Now, your view of the marriage that gave birth to the All Progressives Congress in Nigeria, some people have tagged it marriage of inconvenience. What is your view?
Well, the people are entitled to their opinion. We came together as a party because we saw the kind of situation the PDP was putting us into. It's a situation where you will have elections and the people's mandate, the people's voice, the people's votes will not count. We saw the kind of bad situation that was going on, and we came together. ACN, CPC, AMPP, a bit of the new PDP, and some part of the Bafara-led other party in Sokoto State. We just came together and said, let's make a difference. And we did. Because before then, there was a lot of talk about the PDP cannot be removed, they ruled for 60 years, and it makes you wonder whether they just took Nigerians for a joke. They will just be doing what they're doing, making any mistake, they tell you it's a family affair. It was just obvious that they had to go, and I'm happy that we came together, we removed them. They're done.
So you feel the marriage will last for as long as possible?
Definitely. You see, we survived many, what was life now? Many fights, many challenges, many obstacles, many pitfalls that people thought we would fall into. Several, including the fact that they felt, even after the way we were registered as a party, somebody even said that they should call him a very bad name if the APC survived. And we survived. We survived. And people are free to say what they want to say. The APC came on and we did something that had not been done in the east of Nigeria. We removed a single.
Please.
We removed through elections that they could not reach. The keep telling that Jonathan had he considered he had no choice. Transparently, we remember the incident of Urubebe at the conference. And very unfortunate. He was the very one everywhere, except for when he did those funny things. And the guy didn't even worry. We just stand continue and the rest is history, like they say.
Now, there is this insinuation because you were. We heard that you were vying for the post of the chairmanship of the APC, but
National chairman.
sir,
National chairman.
exactly of the ruling APC.
National chairman, yes.
Is that true?
It is true. I've been on it, I think, for 20 months now. I started June 2020 when the leadership of Oshomole was announced from his award at the meeting in the villa, and I said, okay, why not put my hat in the ring? Because I realized that I have what it takes to become the national chairman. And since June 2020, this is my 20th month, and I must say that I use the word a breath of fresh air, but most importantly, my vying for national chairman is an idea whose time has come. Because, see my story now. Somebody whose parents left Wari to Burutu by road and took a boat to Yola in 1950. Now, born and bred in Yola, and today I'm the Jagaba of Jamaica. By the way, my grandfather was the 11th Osuji, that is the king of Agbaro Kingdom, really not government of Delta State. Now, for such a person to come out from Adamawa State and aspire to be the chairman, and by God's grace, I win it. The ripple effect across Nigeria. Nigerians will say, this is possible. I tell you that the tension in the land will be reduced drastically. If Nigerians, somebody of my pedigree, becoming chairman from a different place, is amazing. And so far, the results have been so fantastic. People tell me, look, we are impressed in Tushadin. Some people will not tell you where they are from. I can never do that. I'm proud of who I am. And why should I be ashamed to say who I am? I say proudly any day. Today, thank God that people of Jamaica, who are very liberal, have realized the fact that I am really one of them. Today, I'm the Jagaba of Jamaica. Residing in Abuja, but I'm trying to.
Governors are vying for this particular seat, and considering another thought, another opinion, the fact that you are from Delta, you are a southern.
From Adamawa State.
Oh, you are from Adamawa State.
Of course, I'm from Adamawa State, Jamaica Yola. By the way, before you continue, my father's grave is in Agbaro, number 11, Obrere Street, Agbaro, Ugeri North. Somebody should go and check. My mother's grave is in Jamaica Yola. So, and I reside in Jamaica. My wife is from Jamaica. All my life, Jamaica. I am from Adamawa State. We have to change that narrative. You see, we have another addition. My mother had 6 children from my father. First, second, Mary, and before there's Patience, there's Moses, and there's Patrick. Moses is now Elijah Musa. Patrick is now Elijah Said. Muslims, same father, same mother. My dear, I'm a Nigerian.
I love that affirmation that you are a Nigerian, because most people even don't like sectionalizing, and we don't like this ethnic profiling. So I love the fact that you claim to be a Nigerian, irrespective of not a southerner or a northerner or an easterner. You are a Nigerian, and I take that from you. But now, considering your interest, from the APC timetable, form was supposed to be sold from yesterday, but reports coming in says there were itches and aspirants could not purchase their form. So I would ask you now, have you purchased your interest form?
I have not purchased it, but I tell you, in politics, 1 hour can make a lot of difference. Obviously, the CECPC have some I's to dot and T's to cross. By the time they finish it, they can just come and say, let's go this way. I'm not worried, in the sense that I know eventually 26th of February will come to pass and we'll have our convention and we'll have a new leadership. So these are things that normally happen in politics. And APC has survived a lot. Now you've not had anybody in APC saying the family affair. We take this challenge seriously. We are working assiduously behind the scenes to make sure everything comes out. We the aspirants that have so far come out, we are talking to ourselves, having a united voice. Then the CPC, CPC are doing their own bit. I assure you that before this week runs out, everything will have been completed. By the way, the program is here. Schedule CPC. 14th, sale of forms to our aspirants by information office. 14th, submission of completed forms and accompanying documents on or before 19th of
February.
Saturday. And then obligation of committees that very day. Screening of aspirants 20th to 22nd. This can be done in no time. We have all the activities will take place on the 3rd of February. Then by 24th, 25th, they will start accrediting national delegates. 26th, we are there. What I'm looking at is the possibility of not even having elections, because the truth is that tensions have been high, and if we go into a good square to vote, there might be a problem. So don't be surprised if you hear that people have been called and we sat down and we agreed. Like I told people, which is what I want to apply when I become national chairman. Every problem has a solution. Every problem. Now the question is, are you willing to look for the solution? Now before you get the solution, are you willing to talk, give and take? Talk to the various contenders. You will give here, you will not get here, and so on. It's done easily. Just don't take it for granted. That's why I will personally not be happy. Don't take it for granted. Personally, I've been on this thing for 20 months. And Mr. Imoele, I went to my ward in Moniedafe, whatever ward, and called the executives together and stakeholders and declared my intention. Because President Buhari said it when, I think, by the time they dissolved that, the former working committee. Said all politics is local. So I went to Moniedafe and declared my intention before the world. The media was there, the school members were there, other stakeholders were there. From there we proceeded to Yola North local government. Of course, led by my world chairman, who is my boss. I don't have to ever claim that I'm bigger than my world chairman. World chairman led me and my team to the local government. Local government went to the state. The local government chairman led my delegation to the state. And the state chairman then said that I've opened their eyes to some things that they never thought about. Everybody aspiring to such position must come to the world, local government and state, and declare their intention. Now I have a roadmap which I came up with years ago. 2020 we wrote it down, but March 17, 2021, when I first addressed a press conference, stating my intention before going to Yola to officially declare. I have my 5, I call it roadmap. I have policy objectives, effective reward system for the party, which is lacking, synergy among all party structures, and after government. We must have a situation where the legislature, judiciary, and executive are working in harmony. We are all one government. A situation where you will have a National Assembly, for example, Senate, someone in a DG, of a parastatal, who will tell you will not go. Not under my watch. You have to respect the other arm of government. Now, there will be absolute transparency in party affairs. I will also ensure that campaign promises are fast-tracked and fulfilled to the letter. How do I intend, or how do we intend as a team, solving that? We will appeal to our presidential candidate not to attempt to even think about forming or creating a campaign structure outside the party. You have a situation where totally independent of the party structure. That has led to wrong promises. For example, I'll give you this for free. A man made a promise about the President Buhari bringing the dollar and naira at par. Individually. They were trying to hold Buhari to account. He says he made that promise. And then this will touch many of the people out there, but that's my opinion. The structuring. I don't think President Buhari made that comment about the structuring. Some people made it, and they want to hold Buhari to it. Personally, the structuring right now is out of the picture. What we have working for us can work if we can only change our attitudes. We are a bunch of Nigerians with respect who behave like demons. I appeal for forgiveness for my language. We behave like demons, but we want to be ruled by angels. It's not possible. We must make sure that we do the right things. You don't throw construct, commercial paper out of the window. You don't break traffic lights. You don't park to drop or pick a passenger on the road at the junction and expect your leaders to be different. It's not possible. Now, respect for the efficient implementation of party constitution. Our constitution is there guiding us. We must respect it. We must have different structures. We must have BOT or elders forum, whatever I want to call it. People that will be like the conscience of the party. We will implement this kind of structure at the state level. Every problem will be resolved as soon as possible. Under my watch, we will never have gone into any Congress with crisis in various states. Never. Now, internal strategy of the party to create political awareness among members. Under my watch, our members will be told that they should not become slaves to anybody. How do we do that? I was told that the last registration we got about 40 million registered members in the APC. If we can work in harmony with our state chairman and convince them to convince their various members in the state to pay 100 naira only, each of them, times 4 million people. That is 4.2 billion naira. Multiply that by 12. That is 50.4 billion naira in 1 year. The party can raise. That makes the party very strong. That will give the governors the freedom, the chance to use what they generate internally and what they get from tech to provide democratic dividends to their states. Now the party becomes independent. Now I will try to convince members that they should not become slaves to anybody. We will respect them, yes, but we have to have a strong party that is respected. And sorry, I forgot all other very important parts. Under my words, we will convince the president to allow us to screen ministerial nominees. What we have today is unfortunate. We have ministers who don't respect the party leadership. Having said that, the party leadership is also at fault because respect is reciprocal. You cannot throw your thing to the wind and expect to be respected. I will tell the members, my leaders at national level, don't disrespect yourself before any minister. That way he will respect you. Because tomorrow they will come back to you. You are the one that will provide a platform for them to aspire. Why would they not respect you? Today you call. I can't imagine if somebody in the working committee calling a minister, he will not come. We try to all those corrections. Now, I have other strategies for internal strategy to make the party very strong. Data enabled planning, increase engagement and collaboration among stakeholders, provide equal opportunities for all to grow, and we'll have a constant review. We'll meet, we'll be reviewing ourselves. At the national working committee level, and we plan to start where we have weekly meetings, and we plan our activities for the week. These things can be done. And I will tell them, please, if you are an elected national working committee member, you have to be at work by, let's say, 10 a.m. every day, because you are a party, one party to run. How will you be out home sleeping? You go to the party office, there is nobody there. No. We have to nurse this baby. So we must all be on ground to make sure that every party member is there. Nobody that will not be around except he has permission from the national chairman or secretary to to go on an official assignment. We are serious. That way, we convince people that we are serious, and they will respect us. Because truly, with due respect, we have the past leadership to a very high extent have rubbish themselves, and respect is reciprocal. You have to do under respect. Under my words, we will do that. And I'm telling you that I plan to have a formidable party. Like, I have a mission statement. I inspire the APC party to work for all members by driving political innovations, development, growth, and productivity. We have a vision to lead a sustainable, world-class political party for future generations. All these things can be done. And we have somebody who has got the experience, who has got the patience, who has got the capabilities, and is willing to make mistakes and accept the mistakes and get up, dust myself, and move on. Now, having said that, the popular saying is that journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. I have refined that. It starts with the idea. The moment you think about traveling tomorrow, you have started the process. Tomorrow you don't get up from your bed and take the first step. But the whole thing started when you thought about traveling. Now this thing I'm doing now, I don't expect instant results, but I will tell people that this is what I want to do. I will show them the vision. I will work towards it. An example again, quickly. I will never allow a committee for Congress or primaries to go to a state to conduct either of those exercises and tell them, see my candidate, make him win. No way. We have a big out there waiting for us to make mistakes. I will never allow it. I will tell every aspirant, go and canvass. What I will assure you of is a level playing field. So you can feel if you lose, you know you lost without any shenanigans.
Let me quickly take you up a little now. And here I would want us to be more practical. If given the chance to be the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, how do you intend to make sure the party unites towards the 2023 general election, taking into consideration the different factions that we have in different states? Let me take Osun State as an example. We have two different factions of the APC in the state. The Governor Adigboyega Oyetola faction and the Osun Progressives, led by the Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. In fact, as at yesterday, there were gunshots at the state capital when the former governor led his candidate to the state capital. We heard there were gunshots from different angles. Now, we cannot overlook all this. If given the chance, what are your intentions? How would you unite all these parties?
I have been a minister in my church for about 20 years now. Youth church. Now, one thing I have learned over the years is that you see me with teenagers with all their hormones zooming, full of energy. When they see Uncle Sonny, everybody respects. Whatever I say, I can scold them anywhere. You know why I succeed? Because over time, I have shown them that I mean well, I care for them. The same thing will happen. Aregbe is a friend. But before he became the governor, when the case was being messed around with by PDP, I was the chairman of the ACN. He knows the role I played being the chairman of the ACN in the FCC. One of these long weekends, that's Salah or Easter. Last working day was Thursday, the next working day was Tuesday. He was arrested and was to be locked up for the whole week. I caught the press to area 10 when they started addressing. By the time I left that place, within minutes of discharging, he knows the role I played. Adeoti was my colleague, chairman of ACN in Osun State. Now, I didn't like later. Now, I know that they might not be happy, but this is how I will be. I'll be very brutal, but very frank. That's the truth. We make that mistake thinking that we can control somebody. We want to have a godson to succeed me. I'm sorry to be saying this. Maybe I shouldn't even go because I might want to need to make peace.
I understand.
It is doable. I will call them. Aregbe, I will see him first. Now I'm the national chairman. Come over. What's your problem? Adeoti, my friend. Come, we'll talk about it. Oyetola, the current governor. but now I'm the national chairman. Come, we'll talk. Let's stop it. I told somebody, I think Benga Ronek on air, one of his programs, AIT, was laughing. I would address them at the party office in Abuja. And I'll tell them, here is the key. I will lock this office. When you have settled, you call me. Because every problem has a solution. Every problem. Are we willing to accept solutions when it will be to our detriment? That is very key. Now, if you tell the person that, okay, you consider that, now whatever is considered to you, I will make sure it is implemented. That's where we normally have problems. They will consider, and then whatever they promise will not be fulfilled. They will not become very reluctant, very doubtful, very, very reluctant to accept those things. They can be done. In River State, of course, Senator
Rochas or Korocha?
No, I'm thinking about it. I'm going there. So I think I'm going to River State.
Okay.
Senator, what's that name for River State? Call them. We speak. Rochas or Korocha, who put Zodima. It sounds. Now, you know the funny thing? When they meet in public, they will shake hands, but I'm sure people don't understand Hausa. Plenty. You know, let me talk in Hausa. I'm sure many people understand Hausa. We fight ourselves, but we don't want to realize one thing, that Rabo Kwado by Hawasama. Now Rabo is log, yes. The log, the food that they frog, Kwado is frog. If God says this frog will eat this food, nobody can stop the frog from eating it. But then you know, it's like praying. After praying, we tell God to stay aside. I want to solve my problem. No. I will tell them, and one thing you can be sure of, if we have the agreement done, if we have it, it must be fulfilled. Clearly, Kano State, Adamawa State, one problem, Bauchi,
exactly.
Gombe, so it's about being solved. But it all boils down to the issue of trying to have a godfather. One thing I will ask about is that don't ever think you can have the God's son. But if that's your son, even if your biological son becomes powerful, he gets money, he's likely to rebel if you try to control him. Don't talk to him in public. In private, tell him ABCD. And don't expect that he must accept that advice. Just give him and mind your business. Now, I will appeal to all governors, those that will hear me now, and if anybody will go and tell the governor, please tell him what I said. I appeal to governors. Many of them are my friends. Many. Fire me nearby Ekiti. I played a role in getting fire me also to become the governor. When the court, when the PD was trying to mess up, I was in Abuja. I did a lot. Lalong in Plateau. Abdulrazak.
In Kwara State.
Kwara State.
Abdurrahman Abdulrazak.
Abdurrahman Abdulrazak. The man in Kogi State.
Yahya Bello.
Abuja Bello. Name them. I know all of them. I want to appeal to them.
But now, waiting for February 26th.
Just 1 minute.
All right.
This one, I'm not fighting you, but don't create a monster by thinking that you want to put your boy on ground. Who tells you can continue tomorrow? Just allow a free, level playing field for everybody. Whoever wins becomes governor. You carry on with your life. So, governors, I'm not fighting you. I'm appealing to you. You cannot create a monster and it will not consume you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. But now, waiting for February 26th, have you been an APC chieftain and you been a stalwart of the party? What conscious effort have you made so far to reunite warring parties? You know, let's take, for example, now, and most importantly, the elections coming up in Ekiti and Osun State. After the primary election in Ekiti State, we know what happened. And Osun State primary election is coming up on Saturday as well. So as a stalwart of the APC, what conscious efforts are you making to make sure your party still holds free in this state?
Before you cut the shot, you must be recognized. Right now, I'm just an ordinary member. Now, to be fair to Aregbesola and Fayemi, when they see me, at least they say, my chairman, they don't take my calls. So if I had the chance, if I had access to them, sure I'll make an impact. But the one thing is, because right now, I'm a nobody. I'm just an aspirant for national chairman. When I have that, there's a popular saying we use in my church. You'll be addressed as you dress. But I think as national chairman, they will listen to me. I will call them and tell them their faces. I care about you. I like them and they fire me. You know the role I played when it was messing up. Now, look at it. ABCD. See the consequence of what they are doing. We are losing credibility. Who much so that PDP, that messed up this country. They're making them look like, oh God, very embarrassing. I don't have the wherewithal right now. But when I do, mark my words, now we know each other. You will hear from me because I am not scared of anything. I have a passion for a better Nigeria. I have a passion for youth. You see, I have youth in my church. Success without a successor is failure. If I'm succeeding, I don't have adequate, able, capable youth to take over. Youth mean male and female. What have I done? So I have a passion for youth. I want to leave a very strong, viable country for them to inherit and be proud of. I'm very conscious of my legacy. Very, very conscious. By the way, my son is Moniedafe. Imoni is relatives, brothers, friends. Relatives, family. Dafe is wealth. Basically, if you have relatives, by a family, you are wealthy. Money. So that is the best asset. Along with legacy. When they call them in the future, will people use or will they shed tears? Yes, that was a good man. I'm very conscious of that. And I will make sure all these things, all of them, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kano, Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa, Taraba also. Of course, Rivers, Oshun. Thank God for Ekiti. I was told Bamidele and Kuab resolved to permit the word off their mics and let it straight in Ekiti. Hopefully it can be done in Oshun. But under my watch, and I'm happy that the elections will take place after the primaries will have,
the Congress.
And by God's grace, all the elections in Oshun, I will be there as the chairman. You will see. I will come to Shobo. I will look for you.
I will be waiting for you too. But now there are these rumors making the round, and while talking earlier, I think you also mentioned something like all aspirants can actually sit together and make a decision. Are you trying to say you are not ruling out the option of a consensus candidate?
Honestly, I'm not. Because the constitution allows us to have our congresses, or primaries, or convention, either direct or indirect, or consensus. Now, the honest truth is that if we go into elections on the 20th of February, there will likely be an implosion. But people are not happy at all. Now, I expect the leadership to call aspirants, other stakeholders. Right now, I know that those of us that have come out to aspire, because in Nigeria, somehow, when you aspire to be something, they see it as an enemy. And I'm like, for real? I'm not anybody's enemy. And if you support me, you're not competing on my friends. But people are scared of you supporting you because they think they will attack somebody. So I expect them to call us, someone like me, for 20 months. I've been all over this country. Social media, consultation, campaign, all over. Print media, television. I deserve to be called a stakeholder. Call us and let's talk. I assure you that if we have a consensus, every party, everybody is called. Okay, you this, you take that, you this, you this. Write them down and you fulfill it to the letter. Without this, unfortunately, so far, honestly, APC members are not happy because they feel that they're not being rewarded enough. And I think I agree with them. Under my watch, we'll make sure we reward everybody as much as possible. If nothing, for example, I'm a media person. I go out to school. I ask for information from ministers. They don't want to give me. And I'm like, are you serious? So I will make sure that ministers divulge information to party members so that they can go and defend the party on different fora across Nigeria. So all these things are issues that can be solved.
Thank you.
I watch. So to answer your question, consensus right now is the best bet because truly we're going to vote. I am sorry, there will be a problem.
Thank you very much.
Having said that, I might lose because if the story does not flow me, automatically I'm out. But because I love this country, because my story will calm nerves. If you see, for example, they have zoned the national chairmanship, the different zone. Okay, so what's for notice? If you see, for example, national organizing secretary, I'll go for it. I can be a national secretary. I am a party man. I've been at different level.
And you're so flexible.
I'm a legal man. I can be the national vice chairman, notice. It's a story. Or deputy national chairman, no. If you have somebody like Moniedafe, the Gaman who's president from Delta, he's chairman of the northern Nigerian state, it will send some signals that will calm nerves, and then we'll go out and talk to people one-on-one, go to the streets, ambushers, sellers, name them. We'll call them and talk to them, relate with them. I have this plan.
Are you there?
I am here. That's what you are there. I'm here.
All right, let's quickly take a very short break. When we come back, we'll open the studio line. I'm sure some people will want to ask you some questions, especially as regards this national convention of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Then after that, I still have some more questions for you. You mentioned the issue of party screening ministerial nominees. We'll take that. And we'll also take a peep at the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. We'll do that after this short break. All right, you're welcome back. And in case you are just joining us, the program is Crunch Time on Crown 101.5 FM, and we have Mr. Sonny Moniedafe with us, joining us from the northern part of this country. Well, 0807 480 4998 is the studio line. 0807 480 4998. If you have any question for him, he's still right here with us. 0807 480 4998. And you can drop your text messages to this number 0706 281 9291. Text messages only, please, on 0706 281 9291. Hello, Mr. Sonny Moniedafe. You're welcome back again.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Oshogbo, and my people over there.
Thank you very much. Now, you mentioned the issue of party screening ministerial nominees. So let's pick it up from there now. I thought the issue of selecting ministers is the prerogative of the president, who at that time might choose from, should not be partisan at that moment of selecting his ministers. Now, you're saying...
Sorry, we're breaking.
Who?
We're breaking.
Sorry for that. Can you hear me right now?
that part again about the...
All right, I was saying the issue of party screening ministerial nominees. I felt it is the prerogative of the president, who should not be partisan at that moment in selecting his ministerial nominees. Now, if the party is taking over this, do you think it might work?
Sorry, I don't think the screen of nominees should not be partisan. That is very wrong. The APC won elections. The APC members are the ones that know the manifesto, the promises of the party. They are the ones who are supposed to be appointed as ministers. So if you say, before you send the names of council ministers to the National Assembly, let the party have an input. I only say that because the party must be respected. Because we do respect to many people who are ministers today. I can never imagine, I can't remember seeing a minister come to the National Secretariat. They don't. There is no national office. So I'm not saying we will completely hijack it, but let us be involved. For example, okay, the president has 6 people. He will clear with the national chairman and other members. These are the people I'm sending. Go and meet the national chairman. Let them look at you. They will come and sit down. We will talk with them. Talk to them. They will respect us. Because what happens is, I don't want to mention names. The minister can never. And then after when the elections come, they will run to the secretariat looking for support. Maybe that's why we have the country to have it. But some people will be angry now. Okay, you're a minister, you didn't come to meet me, now you want to become governor or whatever. Okay, they'll collect money. Maybe. So I'll just ask the president, please, let me involve. I will show them the dangers inherent in not allowing the party to be involved, in not respecting the party. Simple. But it is partisan. APC won. APC has the prerogative to provide, produce, and appoint ministers. Same with commissioners. Commissioners in state must get to the executive so they will respect them.
Thank you very much. We have about 7 minutes to go tonight. So let's quickly come to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. What are your views? Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. I said let's quickly come to the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. What are your views on some of the items? I will state 2. 1, this consensus proposed by the National Assembly, which all aspirants have to attest to. What's your take on that?
What's that? What?
The consensus option for primary election, where all aspirants must attest to, must sign.
Okay, now we have a problem in this country. Everybody wants to become an expert. And he comments. And people see that think that is wrong. I don't make that mistake. Electoral Act, I know that every party in the constitution has the right to do their congresses and the primaries, either through direct, indirect, or consensus. I don't think any act, I don't think so, should be there to guide. The party should decide. Now, if the party decides, I just don't know why anybody else wants to intervene. But like I said, I don't want to say much else because I'm not a lawyer. I don't have what is facts for me. But the president not to accept. Let's believe that he must have a reason and let's be patient. Because one thing I know about the Electoral Act is the issue of electronic transfer of
results.
Election. I moved my registration of my voting to Adamawa. I took my right to vote here in Abuja on Saturday. That year, something captured, what do you call it? Oh my God. My wife had to do about 50 different shots when she was captured. Is that what transferred the results electronically? For me, that one alone, to make us throw away that act. Because I'm trying to say that we don't have an efficient, viable internet and electronic whatever. We don't have it. Let's not be in a hurry. In a hurry.
How about the resignation of political appointees vying for elected offices? The proposal.
Honestly, I think I would support that because many people do what it is because you know that even when they lose, they will go back to their office. If you know that if you resign,
Oh, we lost connection with him right there. Let's try to establish connection, but we have about 5 minutes to go. Let's try and establish connection. He's right here. Mr. Sonny Moniedafe, sorry, we lost connection with you. You're welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
If you know that you will have to resign appointment to contest, many will not even think about it because it's annoying. You will resign, you will not resign, you can contest, when you fail, you go back and continue. I think I support that one. It's just simple, common sense. If you want to contest, you resign your position.
And the proposal by the House of Representatives as regards qualification for contesting for the president at least first degree. What's your take on that?
I think I agree with that as well. Although the quality, the caliber has gone down, but most of my parents' age mates are dead now. During my father's time, just standard 4 was super enough. During my time, I finished secondary school in 1975. During my time, even my secondary school certificate was enough for me. But it has become that. Nevertheless, I think I support that one as well. Because first degree or equivalent as the minimum qualification. I think I support that one.
Now, there is this fear. It is 15 days today since the National Assembly transmitted the reworked Electoral Act Amendment Bill to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. And there are insinuations that the bill will not be signed, just like as it happened in 2018, 2019. Do you agree with this insinuation?
I don't, because people like stability in Nigeria. Now, I remember hearing 2 members, especially all of them PDP, talking last month, I think, that when the president refused to sign this bill initially, if they had asked them to vote the very next day, they would have voted to veto the president. But when they now saw facts that they themselves looked at but didn't see, they said, nah, thank God, it is not. So it's possible there could be loopholes there. So I will not comment further. You ask me this, I told you, this one I agree. For those other intricacies, let us not be in a hurry. That reminds me of what you have about, what is that word again now? When you say you want to, I keep forgetting that word. Now, if we can only change our attitudes.
Oh, restructuring.
Restructuring. What we have on ground today, if we have the right attitude, it will work. For example, the PDP will tell you that elections are being rigged. They are speaking about themselves. We have lost several elections. It was not clear. He has told ex-members, make sure you work so that your work can speak for you. Then say yourself, based on that work, I will not help in making you rig. I mean, no way. He refused. That was when the man from Anambra, what's his name? The current governor.
Yeah.
Going out very soon. When he won the election in Anambra, I put it that way. Before the ink attending his victory, drive was in Abuja to thank the president. If it intervened, we lost several elections. In Osun there, close to you. I tell you, the dancing senator, one under the PDP, the APC. We didn't bother. You know, your state, a young PDP guy came and won.
Shoyi Makinde.
Thank you very much. So that Buhari has come to change the whole setting, and we better build on it. Now, this electoral bill or whatever, people have said that people have some things hidden under. I don't know. But if the president does not sign, he must have a reason.
Thank you so much for your time tonight. At the time is fast spent, we have to go right now. Mr. Sonny Moniedafe, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope if we call you some other time, you will join us on this show.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, and this is where we'll draw the curtain tonight on your program, Crunch Time, with Imoliayo Olasumiboye. Olaluwa, thank you so much for staying behind. Sheshi Fereshewa, thank you so much for staying behind as well. Inspector Adeniyi Adeyenowo, yes, thank you so much. And my producer, Pa Israel Olayodele Ogunlade, is also the general manager of this station. Till next week, when we'll meet on this same station, this same program, Crown 101.5 FM Ile-Ife. I remain Imoliayo Olasumiboye.
101.5.
Reaching you from Ilele